Studio Epic. Today we're going to be making a small little project. It's actually going to be a tic-tac-toe game we're going to make it out of a cedar 2x4. So cut this down to make it square. It's 3.5 by 3.5, and we're going to drill 2 holes in the end to store our marbles for the game. And it's actually a pretty cool game. I don't know how many of you guys play tic-tac-toe, but it's pretty cool. And I mean, sit on a coffee table or something like that whenever you have company over, or if you have kids, they can play with it. It's just a fun little game. This is just some small plans that I drew up in paint to help me out with this project. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and drill 2 holes in the end of this. We're going to put 1 on each side for the marbles to go into, and they're going to be about 1 inch from each side. I have a block set up here, and then you're going to want to drill down as deep as your marbles are. My marbles are a little over 3 inches deep, so it'll leave about a 1/2 inch at the bottom that we won't go into. So let's just go ahead and drill these 2 holes. And one other thing before we get started on this is that you need to make sure that when you drill, that you just drill a little bit, pull the bit out, drill a little more, pull the bit out, and so that it doesn't get stopped up with all the sawdust and everything. So let's go ahead and get started. So we got our hole drilled. Now we're going to put our marbles in there and see how they fit. And they fit pretty good in there. So, and let's go ahead and drill the other side. I set my fence up on my table saw to cut 1 1/8 inch wide grooves here. I'm going to cut a groove from each side of the block to make our tic-tac-toe playing board game. You can see we have our little tic-tac-toe playing game board actually mapped out, and so we're going to take our pattern that we've cut out now, and we're going to place it on the block, and we're going to make a little mark where each X is in the square to drill our hole in the next part. Alright, so I got a little pick here, so I'm just going to go through each one of these and just make a little indentation. So earlier for the end holes we used a 3/4 inch bit. For these we're going to just use this is a 1/2 inch bit is what I grabbed. Remember, as you're drilling these holes, that you don't want to go too deep because you've already drilled 2 holes in the center of your block. You just want to make a little indentation where a marble will sit in there. So there we go. We've got all 9 holes drilled. So it just sits right in there just like that. So it isn't going to go any. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and use the router and round over these edges here. I'm going to go ahead and round over actually all 12 edges on this block. And you can, after you do that, you can tell it doesn't do a whole lot to it, but it does make it just a little bit more rounded and smooth the edges out on the sides. So we're going to finish sanding this thing up, and now we're going to attach the end of this. I'm going to screw our end on. So we'll go just right there. Because I made a mistake, you can see that when you turn this, these holes are too close together. There's no way for the marbles to come out with the one I made. So I had to do some arranging, and I came up with this one I think is going to work. It's going to spin around, and it's going to have his little notches cut in it already. And so I'm going to start sanding this one up and try to use this one instead of the one that I originally made. And so if you're watching this video, if you're hearing me, I guess you are watching this video, it would probably be better to scoot these out a little bit. Probably scoot them out to, instead of, I'm not exactly sure where these are located right now, but scoot them out to where they're probably 3/8 of an inch from the edge, and maybe half an inch from the edge, so that you won't have as much trouble as I've had. So we're back with our project on our Tic-Tac-Toe marble game, and I put a couple coats of spray lacquer on there, and it really sealed it up, and it looks good now. It's sanded up real nice, and I just like the way this turned out. So if you made this project, I hope you're as happy with the way yours turned out as I am with this one. And again, I want to thank you for checking out another video by Studio Epic, and be on the lookout for more videos in the future. Studio Epic.